Over the past year since starting my channel, I have been a big proponent, as some of you know, of the New Line and Paramount Friday the 13th films being in separate timelines. Paramount, of course, taking place from the parts 1 through 8, and New Line using part 1 as a starting point and cherry picking things here and there from the other parts of the series, leading up to Jason Goes to Hell, Freddy vs. Jason, and Jason X, such as Jason wearing a hockey mask and the massive body count he compiled over the decades, but also gives us wild inconsistencies such as Creighton Duke's past with Jason, and additional demonic powers that were attributed to him as well that were never alluded to in the Paramount films. So what exactly is the New Line's course of events, and how are they so different from Paramount's? First, you have to look at the legal part of things. As stated by Adam Marcus, they only had the rights to Jason, not the title Friday the 13th, and not any of the characters from the previous films aside from Pamela. Adam stated this in an interview where he revealed how he originally intended to use Tommy Jarvis in Jason Goes to Hell, but couldn't, which also seemed to be verified by Paramount and New Line teaming up to release the remake in 2009 under the Friday the 13th title, seemingly indicating that the usage of the title would not have been possible otherwise. However, this claim is somewhat inadvertently contradicted by Larry Zerner while discussing the ongoing Friday the 13th lawsuit with another great horror YouTube channel, Slash and Cast, while discussing the rights and who holds what in terms of the properties. But let's just say New Line holds only the rights to Jason and Pamela as well as the area Camp Crystal Lake. How do we fill in the blanks to the rest of Jason's New Line history, since none of the other Paramount elements or characters can be used? Now, over the years, I see a lot of things playing out very similar to its Paramount counterpart, except for a couple of deviations, such as how Jason gets the hockey mask and a bit of the damage he retains along the way, such as the opposite eye damage. However, there are other differences, such as the mask being fused to Jason's face, which could be looked at as a callback to Jason melting in Part 8 due to the toxic waste. But according to Adam Marcus, he was instructed to disregard that film, since it was perceived as terrible by both fans and critics. So the reason we are given is that the mask has been on Jason for so long that the skin has started fusing to it, which is a direct contradiction to any of the previous Paramount films, since even if you disregard Part 8, his mask was removed in Part 7 by Tina Shepard, splitting it in half. Another difference is the addition of Creighton Duke himself. With no previous film appearances, he supposedly had a past with Jason we never see. I think it's very likely that Duke is the New Line universe's version of Tommy Jarvis and Reggie the Reckless, since Jason likely would have never been killed like he was in Part 4. I think in this version of events, Jason likely was the one that attacked a similar facility at Pinehurst, being his next target after going campsite to campsite and murdering everyone in his way. Since Tommy Jarvis likely never existed, Duke was likely the one in this version that took Jason's eye, and likely being how he escaped his first encounter to go on and collect the knowledge he gained about the Voorhees curse, knowing that the wound he inflicted wasn't enough to kill Jason, especially if he learned that his body was never found for years after Duke's escape. Jason would continue killing, building a massive body count that would gain media attention and cause the FBI to step in, setting forth the events of Jason Goes to Hell and the other films beyond that, meaning that Jason likely would have never went to New York. He likely never fought against the telekinesis of Tina Shepard and was never resurrected by lightning by Tommy Jarvis after being unburied. Jason was literally a killing machine with no other purpose in the New Line films other than killing anyone who came close to the camp, also meaning that the previous survivors of the Paramount films either died or didn't exist in this universe. Now, where things remain similar, as I spoke of before, I think maybe the locations of which Jason's massacres take place, such as the Packanack Lodge, the Higgins Haven, like even the barn, all that, we have all that there. Um, Probably the Shepherd House, probably the Jarvis House, Pinehurst, as I said before. Like all of those areas could be there. And Jason probably massacred everyone at all of those places. But in this version of events, I don't think anybody, aside from maybe, if what I'm saying is right, Duke got away. Since I don't think Tommy ever existed in this universe. And I don't think Tina ever existed in this particular universe. But that's my theory on the New Line timeline. Do you agree? Or do you think the two companies' timelines are intertwined and coincide together? Comment below with your own theories and be sure to like, share, and subscribe, as well as hitting the notification bell to be alerted whenever a new video is uploaded. And don't forget to follow me on Twitch, where I have begun streaming pretty frequently and can directly interact with you guys and talk all things horror, and even some of my cosplay videos as well. Links will be in the description below, along with the Slash and Cast interview link. I'll leave that in the description below as well, with where they interviewed Larry Zerner. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching.